Greetings to you on this Tuesday. Pray this finds you well, excited for a new day, or maybe this is at the end of your day and you're in reflection mode prior to calling it a day. Today's reading comes from Matthew chapter 5, verses 13 to 16 in our Advent devotional that we're journeying in during this season. We welcome you. If you don't have the devotional, that's okay. Feel free to read the text which is today from Matthew chapter 5, verses 13 to 16. But I want to just quickly jump into the part that really stuck out to me the most from this text today, where Pastor Olivia says this: "May we be directed by the light of the world and not the powers, trends, or patterns of this world." As I sat and as I was thinking about that, I was thinking about the word actually directed, the things that direct us. And I couldn't help but keep going back to thinking about my high school choir teacher. I happened to be in a fairly, top-notch chamber choir when I was in high school. We just had a great time. Our director had a longevity in our community, really dynamic, wonderful guy. But I'll never forget, at the end of every year, chamber singers were asked to sing a couple of songs at the National Honor Society awards night. And my good friend wasn't paying attention during the context of the kind of what was going on in the National Honor Society stuff. All he knew was when it was time to go up and receive your award, you were supposed to get in line in alphabetical order so you could go up and receive your award. Well, he didn't know, and this is a friend of mine who could not sing a lick. Our chamber choir got up to go up front to sing. Well, my buddy thought that was the time to start heading up and lining up. Well, he just followed everybody up to the front while we were lining up for our chamber number that we were going to sing. And he looked up and realized that he was now a part of the chamber choir. And he leaned over to my friend Amy and said, "What do we do?" And she said, "This is chamber choir, man." Well, at this point, he was dead in the water. And he knew, at this point, our choir director hadn't seen what was going on. And I remember standing there smirking on my face as our choir director slowly looked up and to begin the number, and he kind of shrugged his shoulders like, "All right." Well, my buddy didn't know the songs at all. And he faked his way through the songs. Well, meanwhile, you could see his dad in the audience running all over, making sure that people were getting this on video. It was his dad thought this was the funniest thing in the entire world. We laugh still to this day about that. And when I talk to my friend once in a while, we still reminisce and laugh about those days. Mr. Smack, our choir director, was just a phenomenal human being. Did some dynamic stuff in our community, but it was under his direction that we found ourselves to be successful. So much of our ability, so much of our talent, so much of our intonation, all those kinds of things just came from his desire for perfection in the directing of the choirs that he led. It makes me think about the realities of this text today, is that the way in which Olivia words, that may we be directed by the light of the world and not the powers, trends, or patterns of this world. Isn't it interesting how easily we get caught up in thinking about the patterns and trends in our world? The things that we pay attention to, news outlets, social media, all the little things that can easily just saturate, consume our time, consume our thoughts, and actually shape us in ways that oftentimes can become counter to the kingdom. Today's a good day to stop and reflect. What is it that directs your life today? What directs your thoughts? What directs your actions? Or maybe better question yet is who? It's kind of like going to the movies, or when we watch movies once in a while, Jamie will make popcorn and then throw chocolate M&Ms in it. She loves the balance between the salty and the sweet, just finding that excellent sweet spot of a snack and a dessert. May today we find ourselves in the sweet spot that says that our hearts and our minds and our actions are all being directed by the light of the world. May Christ be found in you, among you, above you, below you, to your left and to your right. In all aspects, may you be reminded that Christ goes with you today. You are loved.